Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I have an absolutely epic DDD top 32 Montreal deck profile for you guys. Now this regional happened about 2.5-ish weeks ago, and I brought this deck to the Montreal regionals and we came top 32, so pretty good. I just waited a bit with the deck profile so we can get you guys in the nice goes from the past rarities for the cards. But without further ado, be sure to smash that and comment down below what you guys think of this epic deck. It is my deck of the format. I absolutely love it, and if you guys play it right, this deck is incredibly powerful. Without further ado, let's hop right into the deck profile. Alright, so first off, we're running 3 copies of DDD 7 Copernicus. Copernicus is your best starter in the deck. It is better than Kepler. This card is a 1-card combo, essentially, if you have like another DD or Contract or any of that stuff. But on top of that, it gets you to Necro Slime to the graveyard, gets Swirl Slime if you need it, Typhon, Lamia, literally all of those cards, and it's a level 4 that you're going to Pendulum Summon out and to make your rank 4. So this card is incredibly powerful, and you have to run it at 3. The scale effect did come up actually once in the regional, which is kind of cool, negating their own damage, and then I swung in for games. So that's kind of cool, which sometimes comes up. Next up, we have 3 copies of DDD 7 Kepler. Kepler is absolutely broken. I am running the 1-card combo for this list. Honestly, I think I resolved that 1-card combo one time in the entire regional. It did not come up. Honestly, you could definitely cut it complete. Not Kepler, but the 2 materials for the 1-card combo. But Kepler is a very good card in getting you to your other better pieces, like Copernicus, Griffin, all that stuff. And even there are combos with like Kepler, Swirl Slime, or Kepler and just any bricks and stuff that get you there. And this card is just really good because of that, so I definitely recommend you running it at 3. Next up, we have 3 copies of DD Griffin. This card has 4 effects, and it is exactly what the deck needed to be competitive. I absolutely love this card. Basically, if you have a DD monster on your board, you can special summon it to your field, and then if it's Pendulum Summoned, you can pitch a DD or a Dark Contract draw card. If it's special summoned from the graveyard, it can search you a DD card, which is, in my opinion, the second best effect after the special summon. And then in the scale, it can target a Fiend monster you control, destroy itself, and then boost that Fiend monster by 500 attack for each Dark Contract on your field or graveyard. All of these effects are extremely relevant. Every single one of them came up so many times, and I absolutely love this card. It is a mandatory 3-of. You want to see this as much as possible. It gets you there. It's part of your combo, and it's a level 4 just on top of that, which is broken. Next up, we have 3 copies of DD Swirl Slime. Swirl Slime is one of the best cards. Again, this is the gas in the deck. You want to draw this to fuse. It's part of your 3-card combo, and the 3-card combos sound like they're hard to get to, but literally any of these cards with Swirl Slime is a 3-card combo, and literally half the deck is a 3-card combo. Even Kepler Swirl Slime is an incredible 2-card combo. So many things in the deck just work because of Swirl Slime, and I love this card. Even banishing it from the graveyard, special summon any DD monster from your hand is absolutely broken, and it comes up so much, and I really recommend running this card at 3. It's absolutely incredible. Next up, we have 2 copies of DD Orthros. Now, I know a lot of people are running it at 1. I ran it at 1 for a long time, but I found that with the Baron combo and stuff like that, I really just liked having the 2nd Orthros in deck for utility, and I find it's one of the best cards, and when you have to play with 1, you're managing your resources a lot more than you have to with 2, and it really takes the pressure off of you, and already in a complicated deck to further think about how many Orthroses you have left. This is, in my opinion, the perfect way to play the deck, and you want to draw this too. It's a tuner, and it's an extender, and it's a level 4, and this and like Copernicus full combo, this and like literally anything is full combo. The fact that it's a level 4 that you can just Pendulum Summon from your hand by itself makes it a very good card. Next up for our scales, we have 1 copy of Abyss King Ragnarok, 1 copy of Go, and 1 copy of Thomas. So Ragnarok is obviously the best one over here. You want to scale Ragnarok and Orthros as much as possible. Let me know if you guys want a combo tutorial for this deck, by the way, because I know you probably need this. Deck is very hard to play. But 1 Ragnarok, the revive effect is broken, obviously part of your 2-card combo. 7 Thomas. Thomas is really good. Anyone who doesn't run this card, I don't understand them. You just straight up get to add back your Griffin from your extra deck, special summon Griffin from your hand. Obviously, it also comes up in so many other scenarios. You can even use its monster effect if we somehow summon it with like Swirl Slime or something to pop your you target a DD card in your Pendulum Zone. Discard and special summon a level 8 DDD monster from your deck in defense position, so that being Ragnarok, and so on. And Ragnarok on summon effect also comes up to revive a card. And then Go is literally just for the 1-card combo with Cerberus. Go and Cerberus suck. These are not good cards, but I did want to run them for that 1-card combo option, because I was under the impression that people are going to be under a ton of hand traps, and this is a way to bait hand traps, to be honest. And honestly, I could go with cutting this. It's fine, but it didn't come up nearly as much as I would have liked. 1 copy of Necroslime. Necroslime is broken. You have to run this card. Obviously, it's used in every single combo of the deck. You need it no matter what. 1 copy of Lamia. Lamia is also broken. You have to run this in the deck. It's a 1-card Copernicus combo. It's so many different things. It just gets you there. You synchro this with the Dark, which is also incredibly good, and that just gets you to what you need to do. I really love these cards, and they're not bricks to draw either, which is crazy. If you draw these cards, you can still combo. I'm so sorry for my dog barking, by the way. But yeah, these cards are good. If you see them, you're totally okay. 1 copy of DD Vice Typhon. This is basically another copy of Necroslime, but in a different utility type form. It gets you to your High King Genghis, and in this deck oh, I'm so sorry for my dog. In this deck, you really want to be counting how many times you can revive cards from a graveyard before you run out of gas. And this card gives you an extra time to revive, and in this deck, that's very, very good. That's it for my monsters, like the DD monsters. And very tight. I really love this lineup. I honestly think it is very, very good. Next up for the spells, we have 3 copies of Dark Contract with the Gate. Gate is an incredible card. Obviously, it's a searcher. Any searcher in general in Yu-Gi-Oh! You want to run 3 of. This card is absolutely broken. I would never cut this card down. 1 copy of Patent License. Patent is a very interesting card in the fact that it's broken for your 2-card combo. And on top of that, I made this card against Despia, right? And I ended on a High King Ragnarok. And they straight up can't do anything. They summon their Lubellion, and then what? They can't make Mirror Jade. They can't make anything else, because they're locked to 1 fusion. You make this against an Xyz deck, they're locked to 1 Xyz. And also, when it's sent to the graveyard, you can just use it to add back anything. So this is really good with Mach X 2, because it gets you resources, and I really do like having this card. But yeah, for your 2-card combo, this is absolutely mandatory. Next up, 1 copy of Dark Contract with the Swamp King. Swamp is just another fusion spell. Obviously, it's Invocation, that's the best way to describe it. It's a very, very good card, and I highly recommend running it. It's incredible. I love this ratio. Next up, we have 3 copies of Puri Rice Map. Now, I had tried Small World for quite a bit of time. I found I like Map better because it doesn't require you to have that extra monster in hand, so this card by itself gets you to the 1-card Kepler combo, which is why I'm kind of prioritizing that. But I do have a love-hate relationship with this card because it does half your life points, and in this deck you really have to manage your life points as a resource, not as something to not die by. You know, so Rice Map is cool in that sense, but I do like the card, and I do think you should be running either this or Small World at 3. Honestly, either one works. 1 copy of 1-for-1. Obviously, this card gets you to Kepler without wasting your normal summon, so that's actually a really, really good resource, and I did enjoy getting 1-for-1 every time I had this card. I won the game, just straight up. Finally, for our 1 trap card, we have 1 copy of DDD Headhunt. Headhunt is a broken card. It makes opponents just pass their turn on this card. It's an Imperm and a Crackdown, and it turns it into a DDD, and I found this card is one of the most powerful aspects of the deck, and one of the main reasons why I was able to win so many games with the deck. Next up, for our last part of our main deck, we just have some hand traps. So I opted to run 3 copies of Bell in the main deck because I was expecting to see a lot of Despia and branded stuff at that regional, because from like Salamangreat format, when you have a structure deck with a really meta concept released, you get a ton of that in the event. So I was expecting a similar thing. This card was terrible against Flunder, obviously. It did come up a decent amount enough. I played against 2 Despia, I believe, in total. I just mainly played against a ton of Based and Adventure and like Swordsoul and stuff, surprisingly. But not as much Despia as I expected, but throughout the recent couple of weeks, I've been seeing more and more Despia as people pick up the deck with the Albert reprints and stuff. So I do still think running this card at 3 in the main deck is very, very strong in the right play for this format. Next up, we have 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. If anybody has any secret rare copies of these, please comment down below. I need these so bad. But regardless, this card is broken. Obviously, it's the best hand trap just ever printed. I love this card. I would never cut it. Hit their Banded Fusion. Hit literally any part of the adventure combo, well, not any, but you know what I mean, you hit Enchantress or Fateful or whatever, because it does stop that, and Griffin baits it regardless. But this card is broken, and I really do like having it at 3. Next up, we have, I would say 3 copies of Imperm, but we have 2 Imperm and 1 Veiler. This should have been a 3rd Imperm, but the day of the event, I kind of lost my other Imperm, so I had to run the 1 Veiler, and it actually did come up quite a bit, so I obviously, it was pretty good. But I haven't gotten around to putting in the 3rd Imperm, but yeah, this is fine, but 3 Imperm is better. Honestly, this is a 40 card main deck, and that's it for all the monsters I'm running. And hand traps, I'm running 9 hand traps, which may seem a bit thin, but I find that the deck generically in itself is able to shred through boards very, very easily. So I didn't find myself needing too many hand traps, and I kind of wanted to prioritize just drawing my consistency cards and ensuring that my combo goes off, because I know if I get off my combo, I win the game. There's no way my opponent will be doing anything that game because my board is just too strong. So a couple of cards like these, even saving them for your turn, is great, because then you use them as board breakers and then you can combo. So in my opinion, I did find that 9, believe it or not, it worked for me. You can try it out. I really did like it like this though. Alright, on to the extra deck. That was a 40 card main deck. We have 3 copies of DDD Abyss King Gilgamesh. So Gilgamesh is an incredible card. This card is absolutely broken. You need to run 3 copies of this card. 3 copies came up a ton. It sets your skills from deck, and then key thing to remember, if your opponent gets rid of it, destroys it, you get to summon any DDD from your graveyard or extract to the field. This is great against Mirror Jade, because if they pop your Gilgamesh with Mirror Jade, you still get to put out an additional form of interruption like Siegfried to negate their branded fusion next turn. Additionally, this card just gets you to your scales with 2 arrows. It is mandatory for every combo in the deck, and I absolutely love it. That's it for the Link monsters. On to the Xyz, we have 2 copies of Deuce King Machinex. Machinex is one of the best cards that could have ever been released for this deck. While you might think that it's underwhelming that it doesn't negate and just takes the opponent's monster, you're easily taking 4 to 5 times in a turn, and this backed up by Headhunt and so many other powerful cards and negates is just very powerful. And the fact that you can just slap it on any DDD monster at any time just makes it an incredible card, even just to straight up go into Zeus. This card is absolutely broken. Next up, we have 1 copy of Wave King Caesar. This card has a Soul Charge effect that you should not forget. Very cool, but when it's in the graveyard, searches you a Dark Contract. Awesome effect, came up literally every single game. That's how you combo. 1 copy of Kingtail. Don't forget to use the burn effect on your opponent. Yes, so you get them to 7,000. This card is just broken because of that. And obviously when it's in the graveyard, it's just Foolish Burial for anything, which is very, very good. Next, we have 1 copy of High King Caesar, one of the best interruptions in the deck. You make this every time, and I find that this comes up against so many different decks. You just negate the right, negate so many different things, and it's just really, really good. The boost 1800 is just a ridiculous pattern. Even when it's in the graveyard, you get to add a Dark Contract, which is broken. 1 copy of Siegfried. This card's great. I love it. 2 copies of Flame King Genghis. Genghis is broken. It's so good. The revive effect is busted, and then you just overlay 2 of them to make your High King Caesar. It's such a powerful card. I highly recommend running it. 1 copy of Dark. This card came up in time a ton. You have a combo where you can basically win in time automatically because of this card. And then also, it's really good because you sync it with Lamia into Siegfried, and that came up so much, and it's mandatory for your combo. Anyone who doesn't run this, I genuinely don't understand them. It came up so much, and I really think you guys should be running it. 1 copy of Flame High King Genghis. Genghis is broken. It gives you an additional revive, and it's broken against trap decks, especially in your turn, obviously being a spell and trap negate. Finally, for our 2 utility cards, you have 1 copy of Zeus and 1 copy of Baron. Both of these cards are broken, and honestly, Baron is an expensive card, but it's worth it. It gets you there, and the deck becomes much, much more powerful with it. I really loved having it. And Zeus, obviously, one of the best board wipers ever. This card came up a ton also, especially against those trap decks. Both of these cards, I think, are mandatory for the deck. And that's basically it for the deck profile. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, be sure to smash the like button and comment down below what you guys think of the deck. I appreciate you guys so much for dropping by and watching the video. And yeah, this was my top 32 Montreal regional deck profile for DDD. And let me know if you guys want to see a combo tutorial. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Alright, guys. Peace.